Okay, so I'm coming at you with update for the razorcrest for this month. What's coming out? And it's the other half of the razorcrest. Still gonna be some more stuff coming out next month, but I think this is a pretty cool update. So this will complete the first half. Let me see if I can turn that on real quick. Let's see. Gotta turn. What am I missing? Some body parts. Okay, well, there, you get the idea. So it will complete the other half of the Razor Crest. We still have engines that we're going to be doing, and some detail inserts that are going to be going into there. So like details in here, details in here, details on the front, details on the engines, things like that. So what are we doing with this half? Okay. So a bunch of things. Let me take you on a little tour. I guess big thing is we got the rear ramp. This guy is going to be able to go up and down, which is pretty cool. It's also going to have these pistons right here that will slide. They pivot on this point, and then there's like a little slide mechanism right in here for them to go into. So I'm gonna double check and like make sure everything like fits. I'm pretty sure it fits. I think it does fit. But yeah, so you should be good with this thing to slide all the way up and close. Okay. So that'll be pretty neat. Notice all the detail we have going on in here. Um, Next exterior piece is going to be the rear landing gear. So this is going to come in two pieces per landing gear. So you're going to have your left and your right. That's going to be your first piece. And then you're going to have this piece right here that plugs in on the top, this kind of like shield piece. Um, and then that'll kind of go in and move around as needed. Let me move that. And that just plugs in with little tabs on here. Okay. All right. Next is going to be the landing gear struts, or not struts, landing gear covers. So those little hatches that open up. I know in the show that like a lot more of this opens up where the landing gear and the whole thing like swings out. I would rather this thing be able to stand than be able to do all of the swinging things because this is going to be heavy. I started printing this out already at 1/18th scale, and it's already the front half is already getting pretty chunky. So I want to make sure we can actually hold this stuff up. And even then, I'm suggesting probably print these legs like an ABS, really thick, really dense, a lot of walls. Um, I think I may throw in a little support piece under here just to be sure, because I'm not, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure 3D printing will do it, but you know, this thing is going to be heavy, especially if some of you guys do this in a 1/12 scale, which I know someone is going to do it eventually. Okay, so let's go and talk about the removable panels because we all want to get inside to this goodness. So you can take off one removable panel. This is just a big long piece. I have it to where I have like little tabs right here, so I'm hoping it will snap in really well. So big piece, probably you know 1/12 scale, probably 2 feet long. Knowing this thing, maybe 3 feet long. I don't know. It's gonna be big, but that's gonna be the first piece. Technically, this was going to be a second removable piece. So that was kind of the full breadth of the removable side panel. But um, Upon kind of reevaluating what I'd already done, originally I had the ceiling like way up here, and kind of putting characters back in here and looking at it and building everything else with it, it felt really weird to have this as high as it was. Um, I knew I needed to have space for electronics to like fit in here. Like, there's absolutely room. Like, you can fit a ton of stuff in here, but I kind of wanted like I wanted this to feel a little more cozy. Um, especially from what we saw on the show. So I kind of opted for something that's a little closer to scale rather than something that's fully open. But you can pull this out from the top, I believe. I'm going to try to cut it up to where these little tabs, they don't tab into the ceiling. These actually are tabbed onto the ceiling. So you see how it like it just kind of slots down. So you just like pop it down. So the idea is you could just like pull this up and kind of wiggle it out if you want to. Maybe like I said, I'll cut some of this up so it's a little bit easier to kind of take it out in chunks. If that's something you want to do, if you really want to get like that top down access, which I'm gonna have to cut this up anyways because like this thing's hecka big. So anyway, so that's gonna be that. Notice all the detailing on the ceiling. Try to go with what I was seeing in the show. Show doesn't have a lot of ceiling shots though, so I went with a lot of stuff I saw on the toys. Yeah. I did floor texturing. I don't see a lot of floor. I've seen differences in like the floor paneling in the show versus the credible cross sections versus the Hasbro ship. So there's discrepancy. I like this. I think this is interesting. So I kind of went with this. So yeah, I like that. So anyway, that's that. Take that out. Notice the internal rib structure we have in here. So this detail all goes on this panel. That continues inside of the ship itself. All of that in here is very similar to like the inside of like the back of like a tractor trailer or a like a World War II aircraft where they have those structural ribs. So it's it works. We have more of these columns that I put back in here. Incredible cross sections showed. Um, there were some more of these, so like, all right, we'll put some more of these in here. Okay, let's see what else we got. We got the freezer. So that freezer is going to be big enough to fit a character, so that'll be nice. So that'll plug in. Everything that's kind of going against the walls is going to have a tab to plug it firmly up against a wall. So there's like a designated space. There's also spacing in these ribs for them to plug. So you'll see if I take that out, you'll see little tabs like right here, and you can plug those in. I would probably still glue them just to be sure, but I also am doing tabs on the floor as well. Um, I did put tabs on the back of these ribs here, just so like this wall panel has something to kind of like plug into a little bit more. Also, you know, I did the little nubs here to kind of like pop it in. Also, just kind of for fun to see if you guys like this, I did like a little hole cut here and here, and then right here, to see if you guys like maybe put in like a magnet in there. These tabs are all the same size, so if you like it, just like reprint several of these, it should be good. Okay, what else we got? Okay. Oh, got another removable panel here. This one just kind of fun, let your just give you a little more access. I thought would be kind of nice. Also, if you want to give it a little more like a stripped down look, you can kind of pull that out and have it be a little more stripped down. Okay, so I also put in trackways for the carbonite freezing chamber. I don't really know how this works for him, but he has a track here to like, I guess, take a, a carbonite plaque or block out, and then like run it down, and then it goes all the way to, all the way out to here. He also had storage spaces right here on these three. Looks like a column is actually cutting that one. I may need to go back and re-edit that. But so we're gonna have space for like four of these things to kind of go in and be placed. Um, but it should be kind of cool. Like I'm kind of looking forward to it. I need to get a little piece to kind of fit in and like slide around, and then I guess we're gonna be doing making some carbonite blocks or something. I'm gonna try to figure out how I want to do that. Okay. All right. So that does leave a lot of space up here for activities. Look at all this room for activities. Basically, you can fit whole other figures in here at this point. If I take, let me still need to figure out where my 6-inch figures are. This guy. Okay. Yeah. So he was in there. So if you plop him right there, like that ceiling panel is gonna fit right here and just go straight across. So that's a whole extra space. And I did put the ladder in here. The ladder does have access. Um, Really, the only thing is like that hole right here. But like, maybe I could make like a slightly elevated floor panel, like kind of put it on top or something. That might come in. That would be like next month. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. But that's kind of like where this is going. There might be, if I take this, put this back over, it kind of closes all this up. Who knows what's up here? Maybe there's just more storage space. There's probably like an engine bay or something. I don't know. There's space. There's things you can do, which to me is like that. There's possibilities here. I did put wiring holes, so for those of you that want to like to light up your engines and run LEDs, there you go. You got a little spot to do that. I have not yet done that to my engines. I'll figure it out. That's next month layer creations problem, right? But anyway, so there's that. So if you want to like, whatever, you can put your wiring crap up here, and that should be good. Yeah. So lots more work to do on the ship, but I think we're getting to where we're getting producibles. We're getting stuff that could be put out into the Patreon, which is exactly what you guys want and what I need to be doing. So I hope you enjoy it. This is the second half of the ship. I think I said before 1/12 scale. This thing would be, oh man, um, like 7 feet long. So if any of you guys are crazy enough to do that, then by all means, like let me know. Keep me in the loop. I want to know if anyone prints this thing out at full size. I'm gonna be happy with my 1/18 scale. I think that's enough for what I want to do. But I hope you guys enjoy this. If you have any questions, shoot me a message on Patreon. If you are just watching this on YouTube, shoot me a message on YouTube or find my Instagram, Layer Creations on Instagram, and I'm happy to answer questions. And if you're not a member, join up because I'm putting these parts up for 1 month only, and this is so far going to be 3 different months worth of stuff. So part A is up right now until the end of August. The rear section, part B, is going to be going up in September 1st or early September. And then part C, which is going to be a bunch of details and like finishing parts, is going to be going up um, in October. And they're only going to be up for 1 month before they move to the Patreon archive collection Google folder, which is going to be for longtime members who have been a member for at least 6 months and continue to be members. So Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day.